Yes, Mr. Chairman, did I hear Freeholder Jello asking when the LSRP started at Meisel?
Yes.
Yes, I believe it was 90 or 91 when I walked by the sign. I think that's the date on it. It's surprised me how early it was, but.
So if that would correct, that's with the same company, so that's
The
all it cost us from
So-
1990?
LSRPs travel with, so if I'm the LSRP, if I'm a licensed site professional for that site, and I work for Joe's engineering firm, then I move to Muhammad's engineering firm, I go with that, and then your firm gets it. So it goes with the person and the license. So the firm doesn't typically take it over, or else they have to go back right from the start. So if we keep the same licensed person on that project, you don't have to go back to the beginning and start the whole process over.
Right. So I'm just curious how much we've spent from the beginning
Okay,
with
I'll
regard
see
to
if
this
I can come up with
LSRP.
that.
I know we have to do it. I know, I
Right.
understand that part, and I
yeah,
understand what you're
yep,
saying.
I'll come up with the hours and the years and everything for you.
Okay.
Fielder Hudak, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure I understood that correctly. So the job follows the license, and this has been going on since 1990. What happens when this individual retires?
Tom?
The same firm, we have taken the same firm.
If you don't mind, please, come into the podium. Thank you.
Okay. If the same firm, if the LSRP stays, leaves the firm, we can use either the firm that was previously hired the LSRP or followed the LSRP. And that, sometimes it depends on the situation of how involved the LSRP was and how qualified the firm is to want to continue it without that person being there. But it's not always automatic, so I think they'll follow the LSRP.
So it doesn't just follow the
No,
LSRP.
okay,
It
in
can
this case,
it
there
can
were-
follow the, yeah, it's more just for a future reference, and I guess, because again, if this started in 1990, that's, you know, we're at 28 years. I'm just thinking to myself, does it follow the firm or does it follow the LSRP? Is that it, or it depends?
I'm gonna say it depends, because we have done.
Is it depends on our discretion, or is it on the engineering firm's discretion?
I would say it's primarily on the discretion of, if the engineering firm makes the case that they have the ability to continue it, and they have backup, and they've had other people working on that project, and
And they're willing.
They wanna keep it, and the firm, both the firm and the LSRP individual are on the, when we hire an LSRP and file it with the state, both those names are on there.
So if there was like a sole practitioner LSRP and he just went out of business, you know, we're just out of luck is what. But if he's in an engineering firm, or she's in an engineering firm, and then it can go to the engineering firm without us having to start the process again?
Yes. Yes. In this particular case, the LSRP is T&M.
Mhm.
Actually, in this particular case, the woman who was the individual did change firms.
Right.
But the backup person had been with them the whole time and knew everything, and they wanted to keep it, and so we didn't follow the LSRP, the other person.
Yeah, I mean, if we can just get a better, I mean, generally speaking, because I know we have a number of these projects throughout the county, and, you know, I remember like learning about them 8 years ago, and, you know, we were told they'd been going on for some 10, 20 years ahead of time. We could maybe talk to county council, just maybe get a better answer, just so we understand, just because probably some of these individuals are going to be leaving their firms because they don't feel like working anymore. They want to retire at some point.
Yeah.
And we should have a good understanding of what the next step is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fielder Estrada?
Yeah, just on the LSRP issue, first of all, this is an action by the DEP, so therefore there's a file in Trenton as to what's happening with that particular project.
That's right.
So it's nothing that he carries with him. If you change, yes, you may end up spending some money for the stuff that is not necessarily accessible at the time, but any previous information is all part of the file. I mean, the reason why we went to the LSRP is because they did away with the inspectors that used to do this all over the place, and then all of a sudden now you had to hire an individual who is considered an LSRP, but I don't believe that they're, I know this because of somebody who owned a gas station who had in LSRP, and they fired him and went to another one, and they just picked up as far as what documents they had in Trenton and followed from there. So I don't know that,
You can change, you absolutely can. What we're doing is that if you bring a new one in, and like this job's been around since 1990, they're going to have to, the cost of that catching up will have to be part of what we pay for again, to pay for them to catch up. It's readily available, but not readily available, and it's all in boxes of information. Yes, we can change it.
So,
let's get that
yeah,
information.
for number one, please, if you can get us more information, like,
Yes. Yes,
as
sir.
soon as possible, and making sure that we have accurate information. Any other questions from the floor of the board?